Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm so stoked because today's video is the first episode of a new series that I'm calling the 12-week walkthrough. The 12-week year is a form of quarterly planning, kind of disregards an annual mindset entirely, really focused on 12 weeks at a time. In today's video, we're going to talk about what this goal setting method is, the ways that I'm using it, and the goals that I'm setting for the next 12 weeks. I'm actually going to be vlogging the entire process of just going after these goals. There will be 12 weekly vlogs through this process, strategizing, taking action, and just following through on the plans and goals that I'm setting. I'm really excited to film this way. I think it's just going to be a really great challenge for me and a really cool way to be able to bring you into the process in a way that's like just realistic. Okay, so first off, just as a little bit of an intro, if you aren't familiar with the 12-week year goal setting method, it's based on a book that came out. I honestly don't know when it came out. I actually haven't read the whole book. I'm currently listening to the audiobook, which has been really helpful and informative for me in terms of like learning about this goal setting method. But I'm a very big believer that especially when it comes to something like goal setting, you really have to just kind of figure out what works for you and go for it. The thing that I hate about yearly planning is that it's so hard for me in December and January to imagine what I'm going to want to work towards in October and November. In the last 6 months of 2022, I got married, moved across the country, started a career on social media. Basically every area of my life changed, and in January I didn't know that any of those things were happening. It's just a very limited perspective, and while I do think that there's some value in setting goals far in advance, there are also things that you just can't possibly predict. Previous to this, I only heard about quarterly planning in the sense that like, okay, in January you should split up your goals for the entire year, whereas this is really just focusing on the next 12 weeks, and I love that. Obviously, I'm starting this 12 weeks not in a quarterly fashion. It's literally the middle of July. This is just when it makes the most sense for me to jump into this, which is the beauty of the 12-week year. I also wanted to say that if you're looking to do a little mid-year reset yourself or set some goals and you want to try this method out, I would love for you to join me on this journey. I've actually created a little Instagram broadcast channel where we can kind of hold each other accountable and chat about our goals and progress, and where I'm just going to be sharing lots about what I'm learning and working towards every week. So I'll put the link for that in the description box. Okay, let's chat about the goals that I'm setting for the next 12 weeks and the strategies that I'm going to be implementing to make sure that they happen. I've given myself 3 main focuses for the next 12 weeks, and each one of these really represents a different kind of core area of my life. Number 1 is my work goal. YouTube is currently my primary work focus, and my goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm currently at 4.67, I believe. So that is more than doubling my subscriber count, which is quite ambitious, but I really want to shoot for this. Every goal that I've set on YouTube where I have followed through on all of the steps, I've hit. As much as I know that this is definitely a stretch goal, I do think that it's something I am capable of. The strategies that I'm implementing to get here is to upload 2 videos a week to start. I think I will probably increase this at around the 6-week point, but I have just a lot of personal things happening in the next 6 weeks, so I want to be realistic with myself. And I'm really focusing on making those just like high quality, good production videos. I'm going to be uploading 1 short/Instagram reel every single day and showing up on Instagram daily. Not all of these tactics are specifically designed to increase growth, but kind of to maintain viewer engagement and really focus on community building, because I do think that that is what grows a channel in the long run. There are so many of you that I genuinely consider friends now because we've gotten to know each other through the comment sections on my videos. I'm just really thankful for all of you. My second goal for the next 12 weeks is to cultivate a lifestyle that creates and supports balance. A huge shift that's taken place in my life this year has been my focus on health and well-being. I'm definitely entering my wellness era. At the beginning of this year, I read a book called Woman Code, which is just about the female hormonal cycle, and it is really fascinating. It honestly changed my life and kind of opened my eyes to just ways that I've really been working against my health. There are some very key rhythms to my life that I have been ignoring or actively fighting, and it's caused me so much more stress than is necessary. I've kind of spent the last 6 months just like learning a lot. I still have so much to learn, but now I want to actually start trying to align my life and habits with where I'd like to be. I have 3 key strategies for this as well. The first one I'm really excited about. So I bought this beautiful linen binder at Target last week, and my goal is to basically turn this into like a physical life hub. So in this binder, I'm gonna have a section for each phase of my cycle where I'll have lists of recipes that are optimal, a detailed description of what's happening in my life, workout ideas, things to do, things to avoid, so that every week I can open up my binder and create realistic expectations based on what's happening in my body. I'm also gonna add things like a cleaning schedule and maybe even a habit tracker into this binder. Let me know if you'd like me to share the digital files once I create them for this binder. This is definitely going to be something that will probably take most of my first few weeks. It's a lot of research, a lot of typing, and just organizing my thoughts in some really concrete ways. My second strategy is to include a meal prep as a key part of my Sunday reset routine, specifically prepping breakfasts and making 1 to 2 dinners on Sunday afternoon that I can stick in the fridge or freezer to just have on hand throughout the week. Breakfast is the meal I'm usually least prepared for and also most likely to skip if I don't have something planned already. I don't know why, but it just like stresses me out so much when I wake up in the morning and I don't know what I'm gonna eat for breakfast. So having that planned and made in advance is something that I really want to be on top of. My third strategy for this is to really focus on making wellness fun. One thing I've realized this year while consuming so much wellness and health content is just the sheer amount of information available on the internet. It's very overwhelming, and there are so many people and so many experts with varying opinions telling you what to do. I find it very stressful at times and just like really overwhelming. I have just kind of come to the conclusion that I need to just let myself have fun with it, try new things, and basically just pay attention to how my body responds to things. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying disregard science or disregard experts. I'm definitely a beverage girly, so this also is probably gonna look like making juice shots and more smoothies at home because that's really fun for me and something that isn't exactly revolutionary, but it is a really fun way to just get more vegetables in my system. My third and final goal for the next 12 weeks is to focus on building authentic community in Ottawa. We moved here last November. It has honestly just been a really wild transition. It's honestly taken a really long time for me to feel like I have friends here. I am finally starting to feel like that, but I really want to focus on just deepening the relationships that I have and creating space for really meaningful interactions. My 3 strategies for this are to make a list of people to check in with every week. So there are definitely certain relationships here that I want to focus on investing in, and I want to make a point of checking in with those people every single week to see, how's your week going? How can I pray for you? What's happening in your life right now? Do you want to hang out? Consistency counts for so much in friendship. When you're lacking it, it's really hard to feel connected to someone. The second thing I want to do is host more events. Now, I've given myself the annual goal of hosting quarterly events, so I'm gonna throw a party every season. I also just want to make a point of having people over more. We have friends coming over for dinner tomorrow, and I'm already so excited to cook a meal for them. I think inviting people into your space goes a long way, and it's just something that always feels really fulfilling for me. My last strategy for this is to continue therapy and letting people know me. I'm currently reading the book Find Your People by Jenny Allen, which has been really good. I've just finished the first couple chapters, and then I literally needed to press pause and take a step back and just process, because it's been really convicting for me in realizing how challenging I can be as a person to really know. I'm more comfortable sharing what's going on in my life on the internet than I am just calling up a friend and saying, this is how my day is going. For a lot of my life, I really have maintained this mindset of if somebody wanted to know what was happening in my life or in this area of my life, they would ask. And so I just haven't volunteered information even to my closest friends. That has cost me relationships in the past, and I think it will in the future as well if I don't kind of learn to address that. I think therapy is a really big part of that for me, of just learning how to open up and be real with people. Those are the 3 goals that I'm setting for the next 12 weeks. I have a very wild next 12 weeks in my life. I have a ton of family events happening. I have 2 family weddings, both of which I'm a bridesmaid in, and both of which are not local. It's going to be an incredibly jam-packed 12 weeks. And I actually almost waited to start this series until September because my life will be a lot calmer then. But I kind of felt like that would just be a crappy move to make. If I'm gonna come on and talk about this is how to follow through on your goals, how can I wait to do that until it's easy and convenient for me? I do feel a bit nervous about coming on and publicly being like, this is what I'm working towards. But I want to be real and honest about what this looks like, what goal setting means to me, create motivation and follow through on your goals, because I've learned so much about that in the last year. Watch out for a video coming specifically on that in the next week or so. I am really looking forward to going through this series together, and I just think we're gonna have a really great time. It's gonna bond us. Now, I am a big digital planner girly. I do have these goals kind of organized in my Notion, so I wanted to show you in this video what I'm doing to keep track of them, as well as the specific actions that I am taking.
Hello, Ramona.
It is so windy outside. We actually had a tornado here this morning, which is wild. I've been on tornado watch, not I specifically, but we, Ottawa has been on tornado watch a bunch of times over the last few weeks, which is honestly insane to a girl who grew up in BC. I actually discovered the 12-week year through another YouTuber. Her channel is Montelle Bee. I highly recommend her videos on it. And she actually made this Notion template for the 12-week year, which I am using to customize and kind of make my own. I'll put the link to her channel and the videos that I watched in the description of this one, so you can go check that out if you would like. But today I'm gonna go through actually setting up my Notion page for it, so I figured I would show you what I'm doing. I am a very visual person, so I really wanted to make a vision board for the next 12 weeks, so I'm gonna head over to Pinterest and I'm gonna create a cover for my Notion page.
Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this. I stand alone. Show me.
This is currently what my Notion is looking like. So I've got my little header up here and then it just says 12-week year from vision to reality. So most of this was the template that Montelle Bee had designed. And then here I have my 12-week goals. So I've got one, I've written down my strategies. And then here I have a daily tracker. I haven't filled this out for this week yet, but this is like daily or multi-weekly actions that I want to just keep track of to make sure that they're accomplished. And then down here is where I'll actually plan out the specific tasks that I'm doing. So I did actually film a video in April where I was kind of setting this up and I was doing a 12-week year. And one thing that I did that I really should not have done during that time was I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna plan out all my actions for the next month in one day, which created the same problem as I faced with yearly planning, where I just didn't know what my week was gonna look like 3 weeks in advance. There were times where I was way too ambitious and other times where I didn't give myself enough to do and I had kind of a weird amount of time and I wasn't really sure what to start working on. I'm just gonna sit down at the start of each week and say, okay, these are my actions this week. So like for week 1, I'm focusing a little bit more on my YouTube goal as opposed to my other goals, just given what I have going on in my life this week. Because next week, I know that we're out of town and while I will still be vlogging, I'm not gonna be able to film a sit down video. I wanna make sure that I'm getting that done and getting filming done ahead this week before we're gone. Whereas next week, I can do a lot more work on my binder because I will have the time, I just won't be at home. There's also at the bottom of this page, a like reflection section where Montelle wrote out different categories. So physical health, spiritual habits and routines, career, relationship. So you can give it a rating, write out your current reality, your vision a year from now, priority, and then the rating that you want it to be at. Or maybe that's supposed to be at the end of it. I'm not sure. I am so excited for the next 12 weeks. And I'm just said it a bajillion times, but I'm really stoked for this vlog series. So if you're not already subscribed, definitely make sure to click the subscribe button because I will be posting the first vlog probably a couple days after you watch this video. So get ready. I'm seriously so freaking stoked to just bring you guys along with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed and that you are going to be doing some goal setting with me. If you are, make sure to leave a comment and let me know what you're working towards because I would love to know and cheer you on in that however I can. I hope you have a good day because today is a good day to have a good day. And that's it. Bye.